Good day, collective. It's the Most High's baby girl coming to you with today's word. We look for everything outside of ourselves. We have been conditioned, we've been programmed to rely on others, get their opinions, to receive their validation. We look to the media to inform us about what we think we should know. We go to different books and, different figures that we look up to for wisdom and guidance on how to proceed. We go to school because apparently we need to be taught, the knowledge and wisdom that apparently it's to be thought that we don't have. But the reality is, a lot of what you're seeking and you want to know is inside of you. It is the truth that is found within yourself. You just need to remember because you are a spiritual being having a human experience. And there is this cycle, there's this loop that keeps happening where you're coming into these avatars and you're not remembering the things that you already inherently know. And you will not be able to tap into these things, though, until you do the cleanup that's necessary to get rid of all the programming, that you may have received since being a child here, that have taught you one way. So you got to kind of deprogram yourself out of that. That's going to be a first step. But you're also going to have to make sure that any kind of negativity or negative influences or negative people that you have around you, that you will have to weed them out, or either try to release them or put some distance between you so that you can have clarity, so that you can see clearly, so that you can be ensured that what you're receiving from within you, your own divine knowledge, is clear and not distorted or not full of illusions, so that you can not only walk in truth but walk with certainty that the knowledge that you're getting is on point, y'all. And then what I have done personally within my journey is that, the reason why I know God is within all of us and we're inherently supposed to trust God, but y'all, God delivers. When I get the divine wisdom and knowledge and uploads, I call them, from God, I see it play out real time in my life. I see that the information that I get is always on point. Always. And that I can trust that guidance more than I can get from anyone else. Today's word is all the answers are within you. All praise to the Most High God. Love to the Mother. Your intuition, your higher self, they are always guiding you. The question is, are you listening? Are you really listening? Do you have enough clarity of mind to listen? Rather than going outside of yourself to talk to people in particular, or even chat GPT to ask your questions for your validation, you need to just learn how to be mindful, how to sit in silence, and how to learn how to trust yourself. I mean, really trust yourself. And again, it has to do with every time you're getting advice from your intuition or within, seeing proof that it actually is good advice. And the more that you do it, the more certain that you will get. So when you hear me saying I'm standing in my truth, I really mean it. I'm grounded and rooted to trust myself because I have taken my advice or God's advice and it has went the way that I have wanted it to go. Or if I was facing a threat on my life or otherwise, the advice that I got kept me okay. This is not a question. It's a definite. The answers are within. And so, there's certain things, because I wanted to bring it down to a practical level for y'all about, like, okay, when I say how, that the answers are within, you're like, okay, well, what does that mean? Like, what can I ask myself about? Everything. Literally everything. In meditation, while you're taking a bath, before you, like, the best time for me is, in the morning, before I actually get moving for the day in meditation, or at in the evening before I go to sleep. Those are the two prime times when I'm grounding, right? During the day. Another time when I come to myself to ask myself these critical questions. An example is for discernment about people that are coming into your life. That's something you can ask yourself about. Should I trust this person? Is this connection good for me? That is one question you can ask yourself. Should I take this job opportunity? It's another question that you can ask yourself. How do I get out of this situation? What should I do in this situation? I want this for my life. How do I get there? Y'all think these are like complex questions that we asking, but honestly, y'all, if you like ask yourself in digestible questions, simple questions, then once you get a response and you need clarity, then you follow up with another question for yourself. Y'all, so many times I've fallen asleep asking myself for God, divine guidance. And I wake up in the morning and I will have dreamed about it all night. And I will wake up and I say, I know how to move. And I'm talking about really serious problems, like where my higher self was working it out with God and the guides and everyone else. And I woke up and I had the answers, y'all. And like, the more evolved that you get in this, the more conscious you become, the more intentional you become, the cleaner your energy field becomes, because you are being mindful about who you let around you in your home environment and the food that you're consuming and how you're moving and flowing, and you consider if you're in alignment or not. The more clear your answers will get from from the higher self, from divine intuition on how you should proceed. And honestly, your body will let you know as well about certain situations and environments and people. Like, if you are around a person and you get anxious, you get this deep feeling in your stomach and it ain't sitting right with you, or you just for some reason are getting triggered and you don't know why, even though you've never met this person, it doesn't necessarily mean that this person isn't good for you, but it does mean you need to pay attention, and then you need to seek guidance on why you're having that feeling. Maybe they're being a mirror for you that's triggering you. Maybe there is something under the surface that on the physical you can't see, but there's something that's warning you and that you should be cautious if you go into an area, or a different environment. Again, you're feeling panicked, you're feeling anxious, you just can't help how you're feeling. You feel like your energy is getting drained, or you get rageful out of nowhere and you're feeling that. Pay attention. If it means nothing, it means you got to pay attention to how you're feeling. That either it means be cautious when you're there, or it means get the heck up out of there. Or same on the flip of that. If you go to an area and you're feeling very uplifted with your energy and you're feeling good, that means that's a good energy for you. And maybe there's something going on energetically that can feed you, or maybe there's some good people, well-intentioned people there. But use your own senses, use your third eye, use that to help guide you in the people, places, things, and circumstances, y'all. Like, if you're in a situation like your job and it's making you feel bad, it's making you feel anxious, it's making you mad, pay attention to those things. You've got to learn to trust yourself. You go ask a million people what you should do in different situations, or what you do with different people, but they don't have all the facts and information that you do. They can't see everything that you and God can see. They not living on your daily life and seeing all the decisions that you made here or there. Only you know those things. We have to stop giving away our power to other people, because when we do that, we're saying that we don't know what we're doing and that we have no power. We are essentially surrendering our sovereignty, and we're allowing other entities, other beings that have their own universe, to dictate the terms and conditions of our own lives. And that ain't working, y'all. It does not work out. It end up you being out of alignment of what your higher self sees for your purpose. And it's going to take you out of the flow and alignment that you need for your life. Also, you got to pay attention to the repeated signs and synchronicities. If you seeing 222, 444, 555, 1010, 1212, 888, 999, I know some of y'all are like, oh, that doesn't mean anything. Oh, yes, it does. This universe is energetic. And, the spiritual, they talk in numbers, they talk in geometry. You better pay attention. It could, those signs, you better pay attention to what they're saying. Also, any kind of resistance or blocks, again, you're relying on your intuition, you're relying on your third eye. Sometimes when doors slam on us, like a job, we think we have a job, all of a sudden it comes back, the job, for whatever reason, they don't think you're qualified or it's not available to you. That is a sign for you to not, that door was blocked. Maybe it's because another door needed to be open. Like, I'll give an example. When I was in law school, the market had crashed. Like, there were no legal jobs. All the 2Ls that had summer, clerkship positions that got rescinded. And like, the prospects were dim for, the 3L year graduating. And I was supposed to, I had applied to be a part of this minority, clerkship program, and I got denied, and I was crushed because my friends got in it. But I ended up going to my previous employer, who happened to be the governor for the state of Illinois. And, I became a bill reviewer, which then established my career in politics, public policy, and governance. Like, if I had never gotten denied that opportunity and went to be a bill reviewer for the governor of Illinois, I would have never then in law school been selected to work for a lobbying firm that worked on behalf of nonprofits, that then set up my career at the American Bar Association to be a senior advisor and essentially like a chief of staff to the ABA presidents. And I never would have then had my long career in public policy and govern, like in community relations. Like, the person I am, that I've become today, and that I've been able to help so many people, is because I was denied this opportunity in law school. And I didn't understand it. I was crushed. I was devastated. And I still ended up practicing law. So it was a win-win all the way around. So I'm just saying, sometimes God will block certain opportunities because God has a different path and design for your life. And I know we like to control those things, and it's hard for us to surrender to the design, or to trust God enough that the design will get us where we want to go, even if it doesn't look like how we think it is. We have to learn to do that. We have to learn to trust God, to that the design is going to work in our favor. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to any, like, I've started a dream journal, y'all, and it's actually pretty nice. Like, it's on Chat GPT. I have a dream journal, and like, what I give to Chat GPT, they break it down and dissect it, and I'm like, whoa. So, any messages that you're getting, if you don't want to do that, just like get you a journal and like keep that. Because like, a lot of messages, like your brain, you working with your higher self, like a lot of stuff gets processed when you dream, when you sleep. So pay attention to that. In your inner voice, any kind of downloads that you get, throughout the day, like, or at night, pay attention to those things. These are messages. This is your higher self trying to guide you, trying to point you in the right direction. Like I said, you can take it a step further, and you can meditate on these things. You can either, in your meditation daily practice, ask these pointed questions when you need clarity on certain things, when you need clarity on a vision, you need clarity on a problem. You can do that. But then again, like I said, before you go to bed and when you wake up, you can set your intention and you can ask these questions, and they will come to you in the form of downloads throughout the day. So I hope that this is helpful for some of you that are newer to spirituality and practice. I just have to tell you that you already know this. My job is to only remind you of it and help you remember it. But within each of us is God. That's the beauty of it. God is inside all of us. And we just have to tune in. We have to become in alignment. And it's not one side alignment, it's reciprocal, because God needs us to let Him know when he needs to shift a little bit so that we can become in alignment. I mean it, y'all. Like, so if God is trying to move to become in alignment with us, we have to shift too until the divine flow is there. This is a relationship with God. It's about your relationship with God. And the more alignment that you are, the more information will flow between you and the part of you that you always wanted, the part of you that you always loved, the part of you that you've always desired, the part of you that you think that is outside of you that you keep desperately looking for. It's in you. So if you put that work within yourself, in yourself, and you start this fluid dialogue, and people will say, oh, this is delulu, this is crazy talking to yourself. No, it's the most sane thing possible. I think it's insane if you're going out asking other people who have no idea or conception about what you're going through and what you're thinking and how you're interacting or what people have done, to give you opinion and advice with partial information. That's delulu versus you taking accountability and control and living a life of intention and working to make sure that because you have all the information and you are the best equipped to make decisions, that you really take in the reins, that you really take full decision making capacity, and that you empower yourself to do so. And not to be fearful that when you make decisions based on your own divine guidance, informed by the Most High God, that even if you have failures and setbacks, that it's okay. Because every mistake is a step to your greatness, if you look at it that way. So even if and I don't care if people are commenting about your progress and what you're doing and what you're not, if you're grounded in your truth, and if you're grounded and you trust yourself and you believe in yourself, even if you have setbacks, you know that God's design is setting you up for your greatest purpose. And you keep that in mind and you keep moving with the plan. The plan that you are designing in co-creation with the Most High God. God wants you to create with him. This is an open invitation to you. I am but the messenger of God trying to tell you what you already know and that you just need to remember. All right, y'all. Before we close this out, we're going to end with our command per usual. So, with that said, and you can say this one time, you can say it 3 times. You can say it sitting there by yourself. You can say it in meditation. You can say it looking in the mirror. I personally like saying it looking in the mirror because I'm looking at myself and I'm saying we got this. And so the command is, I listen, I trust, and I move in alignment with my highest knowing. All praise to the Most High God. Love to the Mother.